All nice and decent, slip of the crew. This is Mr. Cat and Sugar Ray riding through. Spread your love and fly, fly. 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 All around the world, statues crumble for me. Who knows how long I've loved you? Everywhere I go, people stop and they say, 25 years old, my mother, God rest her soul. Lord of mercy. I just wanna fly. Where you want? Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. I just wanna fly. Where you want? Where you try? Where you want? Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. Here. Well, spread your love and fly. Yo me, oh my, spread your love and fly. Yo me for I, spread your love and fly. Dance a little stranger. Show me where you've been. Say what? Love can make you hostage. Wanna do it again? Word. There's no time to think about starting or the end. Never. We'll find out, I'm told. My mother, she told me so. Yeah, you hear that? I just wanna fly. High. Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. I just wanna fly. I come burning on the sky up so high. Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. I just wanna fly. Where you want? Where you want? Baby girl, I'm not tell no lie. And them way you love your water come on me eye. Just like a eagle in the air and a fly. Me not gonna love the girl, I'm gonna tell her bye-bye. And grow your wing and fly. Spread your love and fly. Burning out the sky up so high. Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. All night long. I just wanna fly. Higher. Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby.
Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you guys are finding the energies really easy to work with. It's all about perspective. Remember that, okay? Keeping it positive really helps. Staying in your own lane, in your realm, in your world helps a lot right now. You could benefit from just focusing on things you liked when you were a kid. Because if you ask me, the Divine Masculine is in the driver's seat at the moment. They're about, you don't want to push when they're about to do it themselves. So if they're, oh, and check out Clairsentient Oracle Spider's channel. She explains it really well on how Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine are in the yin and yang state. So they are in the mode where it's the opposite of us. They're in action mode, or about to be. So we basically shouldn't be yin and yang, and we're in the receiving mode. And lately I've been having a lot of breakthroughs, downloads, and messages about receiving love. What love is, God, basically. And receiving that, seeing that can be overwhelming, and not just a twin flame interaction, but also just in any. I'm a Cancer moon, Scorpio something else, and a Leo sun, sorry. So I feel it a lot. And it really makes sense right now that I have to learn about that within myself, be aware of things like that, about receiving, and as this time we're given to do so, such like healing processes in ourselves, and Divine Masculine is doing the same thing. He's what's the words in English, revving, like getting himself ready, revving himself up, if you will. Okay, so yeah, that's just something I just watched one of her videos, and that was still fresh in my mind, and it clicked in on with a bunch of other um, uh, hunches I had, so that was confirmed. Thanks so much, sis. All right, so into these cards I pulled last night. Today is the 15th of December, and this was for Divine Masculine. I put some sticky tap stuff to remind me, so you might see that. That's what that is. Okay. So Divine Masculine right now, the card that flew out for him first was Suffering in Silence. And they may not show you a lot of Divine Feminine. You may think that your Divine Masculine is in a like womanizer stage, or even just living life and not seeming phased, like nothing phases him right now. But that's just the mask that they want to have up, because for one, their challenge is they're getting challenges just like we are. For example, Divine Feminine, it could be if you resonate with the receiving, giving them receiving thing. Also understand, some people should look up emotional detachment disorder or something. I'll have to put a link when I figure that out, but I just watched a video about that, and it's basically when you are raised in a way or around, say, like a narcissist or some, it doesn't even have to have that label, but basically you have a switch in your mind now, where you detach yourself, emotionally distance yourself. It's like a coping mechanism that once upon a time, but now it could be getting in the way of partnerships and unions, especially something heavy like this. You definitely don't want to do that to people around you. So one is being aware of it, and so yeah, definitely if you feel like that is yourself, and it's sometimes myself. So it's nothing to feel like, oh, I'm not a bad crier. No, it's not me. No. But no, it's really like it's go time to really introspect, because that's what they're doing right now. That's what separation is. They're going in and introspecting, fixing, recalibrating, recharging. Yeah, all that stuff. So it's going to come back around, basically. Kind of funny. The last title was He's Gonna Turn Around. And that song, super awesome 90s song, when people still made music, like, without a label, just talking stories. Alright, so they're at the ending, though, I believe, since we do have a 9 of their suffering in silence. Okay. We still both might suffer, but it's really all perspective, remember? We're not suffering, we're healing and growing, and we wouldn't be able to do so if we were stuck on each other at that time when we wanted to be. Because I know now, everyone during the shift, including Divine Masculine, is getting in gear. It's kind of just like the minute that you turn around and you're on your way, it's like they turn right back around. They sell their car, they sell their houses, and they get a bike and they turn right back around right behind you. But you have to keep going. That's basically the formula, it seems, right? You have to keep going so they can continue. It's like they have to also continue so you can continue. But I guess it doesn't matter who's first. It's just like we're all one. So I guess understanding, putting your own mask on, air mask, first before you can help anybody else. That seems like to be like what I'm getting as the motif of life right now. You have to be okay so that you can take care of others. And even just teaching that, like having that belief, it will show other people like to want to be like that. And it's an example, setting an example. All right, so their suffering in silence has to do a lot with what makes them feel like they can't come towards you. And that could be inner struggles, inner acceptance for who they really are, inner allowance of who they really are. And so it could be also external people allowing them to really have what their heart wants, which ultimately is you. Because, let me just fast forward real quick. And we have the all tied up card. So this is what makes them all tied up. It could be internal or external to them, but it's whatever it is, they're suffering in silence, but it will end since it's a 9. The messages from him to us is honeymoon, our honeymoon, which is very exciting because this is like a card I get when you might see them soon or when you meet. Romantic feelings. This is basically letting you know, and that's what he does in my readings. Every time I get a message from him, it's just like reassuring your romantic feelings, Divine Feminine. Even though he may seem this way, it's because he's suffering in silence. Pray for him. That's huge. Remember to pray for him. Yeah. And he wants you also to call in him. And I feel like they've already approached a love that they would even allow you to call in on ones that are not him, soulmates, just so you can heal. Like they're mature like that in their higher selves. They're being worked on those fields, those chakras, higher fields, like higher self fields. Oh, look, 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. Doesn't he look like the angel is so your friend? Like he's got like your wingman. Oh, we get it. But wingman. And he looks though like a buddy though. We have the same type of hair thing going on. Really 70s. Awesome. Well, anyway, they're being worked on. Like I said in their chakras, and here is their 4th. I'm not too keen on what that is. Let's look up on the book. These are from the Energy Oracle cards. Alright, guys. In case you guys really like this. We'll go ahead and read that 4th chakra. Okay. Love, compassion, and self-acceptance. Wow. And, of course, it's 11:11 on the clock. That's awesome. So what they're suffering with is what they're all tied up with, whatever's tying them all up is self-acceptance. Love. Could be the people around him don't want him to be with you, but guess what? God does. And it's going to go down because they feel it, the conviction. They feel, put it this way, if they were mean to you, oh my gosh, if it hurt you, it murdered them. Okay, I don't want to say murder them, but it's killing. All right, I don't want to say it's killing, but it killed them. You know what I mean? When he hurts you, it really does more than that to him, because he loves you. Remember, this is a mask that they're and then they're dealing with so on top of like the mask, hope you follow. But angels are here. Like I said, your wingman is with them. So pray, okay? Alright, so let me read you this. Raphael extends a beautiful green energy surrounded by gentle waves of pink to your heart center. Alright, so use what you get in life. Be the magician. You just got a formula. Green energy with pink at the ends. Use your mind to envision that for your twin. So with Raphael, of course, and working with this 4th chakra, or any chakra for that matter. But basically, we just want to get into the tune of a tuning of, you know what I mean, getting your mind strong, being the director of your movie, the magician, getting what you want from a distance, because right now you're receiving, right? So just praying is all right. Praying I could go in other video and examples on how to trick your mind to get things like believing. I don't even know if I want to share this, but I've been able to just say, I'm gonna find a 4-leaf clover, bend down, and pick one. What are the odds? Can someone tell me? Can some really like smart person tell me what are the odds of that? But what are the odds of calling that right before? And not looking really, just like, I'm gonna find the 4-leaf clover. Anyways, guys, I digress. It's up to you to make your movie, so use that. So gentle waves of green and pink to the heart center. That's what Raphael is doing. This card upright indicates that you now have a greater readiness to receive love from others as well as from yourself. It could also indicate that a much needed healing from a previous broken heart is taking place. Because look, I almost forgot. These are the clarifiers from the chakra deck, and I asked, why is he suffering in silence? Faith, recovery, and complacency. He's recovering from something that he probably lost faith in, and that's why he's complacent with the most awesome soul and mind and everything embodiment of the spirit he's always wanted. The other half, or the not the other half, the perfect complement. How about that? All right, so that could be taking place, that healing. So of course, allow that time. You can't rush things. Time is the best band-aid. The tender vibrations of Raphael remind you to encourage yourself with the compassion, self-talk that you desire to hear from others. Know that as you do, the light from your heart center will shine with an irresistible beauty, and the universe will send people and situations that cause your sense of love and support to grow and grow. Wow, power of believing, that really inner childlike sense of being. Knowing that you're part of something bigger, something huge is behind you, your Father. And since it is getting crazy with the times, no joke, like all the stuff in the sky and weather and all, get in alignment with your faith. You need just, love and faith. And every day it's okay. With all this twin stuff, I know it can get heavy on a human soul, and it's fragile. A lot of us don't know the fragility of the human soul, so we sometimes push each other. Remember, we're all forgiven, we're all saved. God even said that he doesn't want not one to perish. He's down with that. So all you got to do is believe. All right? Basically in the Son. And that's already been bought. Your salvation's been bought. I heard it in a different way, like a very simple way, but it made so much sense that basically Earth was going to hell in a handbasket before Jesus. And he bought it. He paid it all off. And it's like a huge scam lie to not believe that. Of course, there has to be a gang, right? So just take that with a grain of salt. Sorry to get a little religious or whatever you want to call that, but it's just the truth and I care. So I just want to let you know my truth. And about that 4-leaf clover, man, dang it, someone tell me what are the odds of that? I'm going to find a 4-leaf clover. Boop. It was a 4-leaf clover, and it was at Six Flags in like a restricted zone where you're not supposed to be by, where like people's flying by on roller coasters, like, woo! Alright, guys, so interesting sync, right? So I had been wondering too, since my twin didn't divulge too much, and I don't want to ask about past relationships, but their faith, recovery, complacency, all tied up. They're working on self-acceptance and love and healing from that. All right, so take it easy on them. You got stuff to do too, girl. And I don't mean it in a way like girl or boy, divine femme, and all that. Okay, we actually have both, and I'm sure everyone watching at least this far knows that. Totally. All right, so we have Joy to Romance. This is almost like, is he gonna let his heart out of the cage? Dun 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 dun. Remember those books, like Goosebumps books, R.L. Stein books when you were a kid, and you got to pick what page to check on, like the outcome would be on page this if you go up the stairs, or do you follow Billy and Timmy down the dungeon or something, you know? I feel like this is our spot, Divine Feminine. And the only two options we have right now is basically giving the reins to Divine Masculine right now and sitting pretty. Or sitting pretty and working, basically. Still sitting pretty, though. In divine work, spirit work, always consult God with what questions you have first. And then also with what you get from my videos. Consult Him first with anything I believe and I've shared. Because I want to take care of you guys. Like, this is spiritual war. Yeah. Spiritual warfare. It's getting real. And the more I'm understanding that, I feel like the better I can communicate my self, my messages and stuff. Alright, so door to romance. I'm also seeing more, the calmer it is, I see more in the cards themselves. So it's like meditative to relax and not be so gripped on when and why and how, and really believing. I think it is just a true belief of this shit's gonna happen, and he's healing, and I'm just so happy for him. I'm not interested in that there was a broken heart, but I mean, it is confirming what I felt could have happened to him. Happens to all of us, to the best of us, right? So, yeah, like choosing to love again, because perhaps what he dealt with, and here is there was hostilities somewhere. The card that's from what he dealt with, hostilities. Somewhere is it? Is that here? Right here. Okay. So this little sticky tab says, what was he hurting? What was he hurt by? Let's see. Alright. Financial constraints. Hostilities. And journey. Alright. I could be wrong, but what I'm thinking is that they may have left their last relationship, that journey, for a new journey because of financial constraints and hostilities. Like maybe the girl was, and our lady was just a little too hostile or not his cup of tea. He could have been total different match. Like how he functions cognitively may not have worked even zodiacally, you know. So as well as this, like not just being money, that was not where he wanted it to be in that journey, but value, what he or they both held in value. It's like crummy, look, it's like empty, no abundance. And it just was a bad neighborhood, bad news, bad idea. Again, in perspectives, everything, and nothing is really a bad idea, and you have to learn from it and yang it out, if you will. Is this there? Is that better? Okay. Focus that. So next card we have the Healer of the Ages, and that's next to Envy and the Thinking Man. And the Door to Spirit is next to that. So we have Door to Romance, Healer of the Ages, Envy card, Thinking Man, and Door to Spirit. When I asked what the Thinking Man was thinking of in this tab, what is he thinking about? We got the Door to Spirit, as well as action. Really, guys? Wow. 23:03 in the clock. And happy family. 32, 17, and 4. Lottery numbers. Boom. Just kidding. No, but like, that's funny that they made that joke with me. This is hitting a jackpot. Divine Masculine, 23:23 on the clock. Eyes landed on it again. Divine Masculine is feeling, check it out. This is what he's thinking about. The door to spirit, door to the rabbit hole, door to Wonderland, into where we are. Remember the Cheshire Cat, happily just content, laughing about, disappearing in and out on that branch, eerily laughing away. We are having fun with this time. We are learning about ourselves, learning in the shadow of ourselves, loving the darkness of ourselves, loving the darkness in our twin, loving just being alive and breathing, and being able to be gifted with this chance. And of course, the future. The door to, hoping he would take the door to spirit, hoping he would take action, and hoping for this big happy family. It's pretty amazing. That's in itself jackpot lottery. And it's funny, only photo I had of me and my twin once was referred to as, you guys look like you just hit the lottery. Match made in heaven. So they are also are reining in opposing forces. Look at these two different color horses. And that candle just clicked, and it never does. It cracked. But yeah, because maybe it never has before either. They never felt that they can merge their feminine sides with their masculine sides. Clairsentient Oracle Spider has a great video, her last one, on that too. Them really feeling they can create now too. Create this big happy family, being the magician again. But that means working with God, listening to God again. They may have fallen a lot. I had this theory about mine being a fallen angel. It may not be all of them, but life is so beautiful and so many possibilities and wonder. You never know what you're in for next. So that's what I think for mine. And he's here. So if mine is that fallen angel, then and he's here, then of course all of them collectively, if they're in a better standpoint with grace, well, hold on, oof, take that back. We're all in the best standpoint with grace, because it's here, it's there. But I mean, if they're more in their faith, how about worded that way is better? They're more closer in their faith. Then of course those guys absolutely would be thinking of this stuff, taking action, really feeling that conviction, wanting that happy family, and door to spirit. So that's pretty amazing. One more with that. Adjacent possibilities. See, this is what I feel, and I was going to touch on that before I stopped talking about the fallen angels. They're taking a route that was their first adjacent possibility, and now they're resurfacing, like as in they're taking away stuff and resurfacing the original, like taking off the mask. And in fact, there is I have confirmation with that here. So they're thinking about, but they also are thinking of envy. Okay, let me clarify this, because they have been through hurt above. Remember, they're healing about these things. So they may feel like they may feel that they are going to eventually feel envy with you, and they don't want to go down that route. Or they may have had a sour taste in their mouth, and now from someone before, and they know better not to place that on you, but they're fighting that. Maybe that is suffering in silence. Maybe that's why it's silent, because they know better, because they know you came as this healer of the ages. You and it's not just you that came. It's what you brought out in Divine Masculine as well, in himself. See? Boom. That little tag says twin flame feels. You brought out the feels, the twin flame feelings, and that removes attachment of this mask. 5 is change as well. So that's important that you really see that they're seeing you as this, allowing this new light, love, and truth that's totally in alignment with their true heart and wants. That so they might just let go of that mask, but it's hard. It's like an addiction. You gotta let it. They're gonna kick and scream, and moan, wail, but eventually, and it's up to them. You can't try to manipulate them, even with love and verses and romance. Their faith is with God, and that this is their time. The separation is time with God to recover from that, what made them complacent. See? Alright, and so the envy that the envy clarifier cards, what I have a tag here that says whether or not they trust us. That's what they might be struggling with, whether or not they can trust us. And for clarification on that, I got indecision. It's an 8, which is great because that's a spiritual mature number. And they're like little Red Riding Hood going into the forest, into Wonderland, into the forest of integration of their own soul, the truth, what they want, what they don't have. It's a sacred journey. Yeah, it's a part where they don't have even ancients whispering in their ear constantly on their soul, bugging them. They can see the veil is lifted from their eyes. They're totally clear, and now their heart is talking, and they can feel that maturity of their soul, so that they can make this decision, because they feel like they gotta pause before they make this decision, because everything they've been taught is this way or is this way, and they feel they want to go this way. So it's like they're being torn from what ancients want and from what they used to think they want. Wow, see? Carrying connections. Can they trust you? Is this really what this is? Yep. See? Because that's what you brought in. Healer of the ages, twin flames, and Jesus. Flame. I mean, enough said with that. That's amazing. That's amazing. And then we have the woman holding the coin. So you're holding the value, divine feminine. He sees that. Does he trust you? He sees you, and he sees that. And you're basically like the walking on water belief. You're holding that. They can feel that. Okay, it's like atomic love. That caring connection. And it's making them really doubt what everything they believed before. They're both unknown. They've reached a state, 3141 on the clock. They've reached a rite of passage where they no longer will be influenced. It's their heart, and they know it, whether it was twin or not. This was going to happen, whether they met you or not. And now that they have, however, they have all these things where they thought they had it all planned out. They were going to be a fallen angel. They were going to run with a pack instead of making their own, which is what we're here to do. Bam! My brother Jesus, I love it. I love it. I hope you guys loved it. I don't want to keep it too long, but we do have these last messages from our angels to trust. And to trust this situation is calling for us to have faith. Let's check out the picture. Oh, a cherub. Again. If that has any significance. I think we are gaining our wings. We're baby angels. Even the fallen angels, they're really rebirthing. This portal, or gateway, I know also is insanely awesome. Getting to know each other. As we reveal our innermost selves to each other, our bonds deepen. And in the photo, oh yeah, it's just, the guy's wearing braids, And the woman needs to let go of her ego, running the ego script. When you get to know each other, remember that just to cherish every single moment and really try not to drink spirits because you'll regret it. So intuition, trust your intuition is our last message. Unicorns, you know how in movies society always tries to kill the unicorn, drink its blood and stuff, but that's pretty much why they call people like us crazy if we talk about it. Stay in faith, you guys. Understand they're healing. Alright? And enjoy this wonderful journey. Don't fall off. I'll do one more card. Let's see any messages from here. What's the most important message for us? From Divine Masculine and one from God. From this deck. Okay, so this. Let's see. We have spread your wings. Embrace. Emphasis on embracing. Seek. Strengthening bonds. And success and growth. Let's place these out. That's our Divine Masculine, succeeding and having growth. And the Divine Masculine within ourselves, Divine Feminine, that's asserting your healthy boundaries within even yourself, like cooling your jets, holding your horses. But really, it's also strengthening that bond with you and God, because you're asking Him first, number one, which way to go in spirit work as well as relationship. And it should be like that. And thank you so much, Claire. Claire, Sentient Oracle Spider. I got that understanding from you too, keeping Him first, keeping God first. That's important. And I know it should be obvious for everybody, but sometimes we just need to hear people share their truths. Wow, see, perfect. Seek. People are looking for truth, and sometimes we need people to remind us what the truth that they get from God, but also that we can too, and that's first. Very important. Also, embracing your inner child, embracing what you think is true, embracing what you think is fire, passion, and truth. All that. What you geek out on is basically what you should be embracing right now and seeking, like if that be a language or anything. Keeping Him in prayer, because we're both growing. There's a seed in there. You've done work. Good work. So continue on the path, Divine Feminine, that God has you on. And spread your wings. Oh, spread your wings and fly. I know what song's going to be up next. Alright, guys. Hope you're handling everything fine. If you need any help, go ahead and send me an email. You know where it's at. Love you.
I